Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Chenevert here with another word. Today, the word of the words are going to be um, chapel or chaplain. I'm going to get around to the word a cappella, but chaplain. In my exercise class, there is a man that recently joined us. Uh, he's just retired from being a chaplain, a hospital chaplain. In fact, he trains hospital chaplains, and we had wonderful discussions, pardon me for wiping my nose, about with I've had love talking to him. He's a very nice guy. And so the word chaplain peed off my why do we call them chaplains or a chapel? It goes back to uh, the 4th century. About the year 350, there was a young convert to Christianity by the name of Martin. Now, later on, he came to be known as Martin of Tours because that's where he basically his monastery was. But he was a young convert, and he was also in the Roman army as a cavalry officer. Now, his father, by the way, was a retired uh, Roman military guy, and their sons were obligated to join the military, the Roman army. So anyway, he was a officer, and he had this cloak, a big cloak. That's what they basically use to protect themselves from the weather. The um, pardon me, my lips are sweating. I've got sweaty lips. So Saint Martin, I call him Saint Martin of Tours because later he was declared as a saint. He was in the army. He was a catechumen. He was studying to be a Christian, and then when he was on horseback, he he one day he saw this freezing beggar. I'm sure it was in midwinter. He had his nice heavy warm cloak on. He was warm, but this guy had just rags on, and he thought about charity. So he took his big heavy cloak off and he cut it in half, and he gave it to the beggar, um, to wrap up and to be warm. And that, of course, that later on he was baptized, or he was made a full Christian. He came into a catechumen, by the way, means the person that was studying at the time. He had to study to get initiated into the mysteries. So he gave it to the beggar, and that was, quote, a miracle. It was like giving it to Christ. He had a dream that Christ came to him and said that you were giving it to me. So this cape, this part of the cape, was kept as a relic after the years after he died, and it was kept very carefully because apparently it had miraculous powers. It was associated with a saint, and it was kept in a church, basically kind of a monastery, and they also built little buildings just to house it because many people would come to see the cape. The cape was worn by one of the kings of France to in battle and things like that. So it was seen as a protector for France and a protector. So this little cape or capella, this little cape, had its own small building. Okay. Now the person in charge of keeping track of the cape, caring for it, protecting it, was called the capellium, which means the person who takes care of the cape. That's all it means. And became associated with the military too. So a capellium started taking care of the spiritual needs of the people in the chapellium, in the army, and from that we got the name chaplain, as the person who takes care of the little cape. We also get the word chapel for that little building where they would house this relic, and it was many pilgrimages for many centuries were made to Martin of Tours. Now, from that, I want to mention that the type of singing that was done in this particular little chapel, where the cape, the cape housing, was sung without music, without instruments. Now, why that developed, nobody knows. But it was sung in the style. I mean, it was sung without music. It was just like a Gregorian chant, which normally doesn't have an accompaniment. You know, you see, I didn't know I could sing, could you? I used to sing Gregorian chant. not well, but so the people that would come, like the Italians, they began noticing that the music sung there was sung without accompaniment, no instruments, and so they call it according to the style of the chapel, a cappellum. That's where we get the word a cappella. Ha! Darn, it all fits together. So chapel, chaplain, a cappella, who knows what else, come from Martin of Tours' soliloquy. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. Oh, by the way, disclaimer. Um, no capes were harmed in making this video. I guarantee you.